We are still making awesome content for you for Rocky Mountain Rep Rap 2024. There's so much more to show you. Let's just jump right into talking with some cool companies right after this. One more time from Smurf, we have 3D Print Bunny. We interviewed her first time at Smurf 2023. But did I have longer hair then, or did I have really short hair then?
You had really short hair then.
I had really short hair, and that was after my head shaving.
Yeah.
And so Natalie, you got here to Rocky Mountain Rep Rap 2024.
I know, I can't believe it. It's like a dream. It's amazing.
Right? So talk to us, what's new? What is new in the world of 3D Print Bunny?
Probably the biggest thing is the community art.
Yeah.
The little flowers that we've designed, where one person, each person prints just one flower.
Just one.
And they all slot together.
And they need to be blue.
And they need to be blue. And they write their name on the back. And we go to this one, we go to Murph, we go to 3D Printopia, we go to Smurf. And it grows and it grows. And we create an enormous artwork, a community artwork, where every single piece has been made by a different person on a different printer in a different place. And we create this massive artwork, and then we're going to auction it off for the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation.
That's right, going to auction off for the SMF to raise money to help neurodivergent makers get where they need in the industry.
Absolutely.
That's what we love about the SMF. Last year we shaved my head and raised over $6,000 US. What's the hope? What's the hope for this piece? You got to have a number.
More than that.
You want more than six?
More than that.
We've committed to raising $10,000 with 3D Musketeers for the SMF this year. You think you can get over 10? I guess you out there, the donors, will have to decide if whatever crazy thing we come up with is going to be more interesting than a massive community-driven.
Massive community-driven.
With likely well over 1,000 pieces from people all over the world. I'm not helping myself out here, but you know how this goes. Natalie, your work is absolutely amazing. And
thank you.
You are just so much fun. We've been hanging out over the past couple of days here at Rocky Mountain. It has been awesome. Love getting to know you and kind of learning more about like what everyone does behind the scenes, right? We don't just 3D print all the freaking time. We wish we could. Every now and then we got to do some other stuff. And it's always fun to learn about the person behind the maker.
I have loved it. I've loved getting to know all of the makers, all of the designers, all of the manufacturers. It's been fantastic.
Well, and that's why if you want to get to know Natalie, we should have you on the podcast.
I should be on the podcast.
And talk all about how this even got started, where string art came from, and why I too do string art, but it's because I live in Florida and it's really, really damp. It's got nothing to do with
slightly different strings.
Yeah, slightly different strings, and not intended at least. So, no, guys, check out 3D Print Bunny. We'll link to all our socials in the description down below. Thank you for coming out. It was a long trip again for you.
Oh, it has been the best best trip.
It's the first time in Colorado?
Yes.
It's a cool place, isn't it?
It's a wonderful place.
Air's a little thin though. It's awesome. We love it. Love Rocky Mountain Rep Rap. You want to come back next year?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, we hope to see you there.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you all in the next one because we have a lot more booths to get to. So let's get moving.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Oh, I'm so excited. Belt printing is one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. But these belt printers are so gosh darn cute that I just don't think that you can hate them. We got Rob here. We got the baby belt. Talk about this thing, dude.
Baby belts have been around for about 4 years now. I've been working on them, but these are the new Baby Belt Pros.
Oh.
The version 2. They have variable gantry angles. You can print at 45 degrees, you can print at 30 degrees, you can fold them flat for travel. It's all open source. All the plans are available online with a BOM and a build manual, active Discord community. The difference for these guys is the belts that are made out of cotton fabric and iron-on backing.
Okay.
So the iron-on seeps up into the cotton, so the plastic doesn't embed itself in the weave, and that way you can take 2 strips of anything and turn it into a belt.
Nice.
And plus, as a bonus, then any cotton fabric with any fun pattern you want, you have a fun belt.
I'm curious though, because you said you got variable angles. Why? What is the reasoning for it? So I'm a belt noob, even though I own 2 belt printers and neither of them work. I'm a belt noob. So why would you want this variable angle?
Oh, it's all about overhangs.
Okay.
Normal 90-degree printing, you have overhangs directed down.
Right.
As you angle the gantry, those overhangs change. So 45 degrees, you have more of a vertical traditional Z-axis.
Okay.
In this case, it's the Y-axis.
Right.
But if you want better overhangs like traditional printers, you can lower it down to 30 degrees, lose a little bit of height in your print,
Right.
but get better overhangs and better flexibility in between the different options for your printers.
Okay.
And if you drop the gantry down, it's just a change in your slicer.
What slicer can you use for belt printing?
You have Kirimoto. That's
Okay.
probably my favorite for these guys.
Okay.
Kirimoto / Grid Space.
Right.
You have Ray's Idea Maker.
Yep.
And then, of course, Black Belt Cura.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And you have actually a pretty wide variety of hot ends here. You've got the 2 big ones, right? You have the E3D Revo with the non-planar nipple nozzle, as well as a Bambu hot end. So if you have either of those ecosystems, if you have a E3D Revo and you're already invested into the Revo ecosystem, the Revolution, if you will, or you have a Bambu and you've got a bunch of their hot ends as well, hey, build a baby belt, because they're freaking adorable. I want one so bad. Can we pick this one up now?
Yes.
Just look at it. It's so adorable. Ignore the fact that the print failed. And it's even got a little screen. Look at the stepper motors. I love them. This is
Thanks.
such a cool looking printer, man.
Thank you.
And it's basically in the palm of my hand. How difficult are these to get running? Like honestly.
Not very.
No?
No. I made the one in your hands. I finished putting it together. I started at midnight and finished at 3 a.m. before I got on the plane to come here.
Okay, but aren't you like the expert in this though?
Yeah, I mean, I did design it, but this one here was made by one of the
Okay,
community
yeah, I
members,
did design
Pete.
it. That means he's the expert. Yes.
But this one was made by the community members, Pete,
Okay.
that made this shirt actually.
Yeah, reprinted.
Yeah, reprinted. This is his printer.
I didn't know he did a
And
baby belt.
Yeah, he made this one and he loves it. He says it's the best, most fun he's had putting a printer together.
Yeah, honestly, these just look like they're a lot of fun, and I want to do a really ridiculous color scheme. I'm just always worried that I'm going to do something stupid. How hard is this compared to like a Voron Trident?
Oh, so much easier.
Wonderful. That's what I'm looking for. That's the answer I'm looking for. These are really good. And of course, you could do like ridiculously long, articulated snakes and things like that.
So this was printed on these. Yeah.
How long did this take?
Under a day.
Under a day. Not bad. But with Clipper, you can move real fast on these.
Yes, with the version 2s that I have here on the table, you can move about 3 times faster than the version 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does the BOM normally come to on these?
About $250.
That's it.
That's it.
No kidding.
Yeah, Pete made this
All
one
right.
with the Revo and the heated bed for, he said, about $250.
So I, when you said 250, camera lady Amber just went like this. That's all she said. She just went like this because that means Amber really wants one of these. Dude, these are so cool. So
Thank you so much.
I know Rob from the Friday Call. Happens every Friday from 9 to midnight Eastern. Matt Stoltz runs them, and I've wanted to check this thing out so freaking bad, and I always miss you at the shows. So I'm really happy that we finally got to meet. This thing is super, dude. All right, what color should we build a baby belt? It's freaking happening. What colors are we gonna build a baby belt? It's gonna have a heated bed, because why not? And it's always been a thing with belt printers is the belt tension. How do you deal with the belt tension, making sure that it's not gonna lose its tension?
That's really easy on these actually. If you pop the print off this print here, the print off this belt here, there are 2 nuts here.
Right.
And you just screw them in, and that takes pressure off the pusher, and you can just lift it all up and out.
No kidding.
And there you go. There's the electronics inside. There's
Look
the
at that.
heated belt. And then if you take these 2 bolts out and 1 out here, you can take the scraper off and replace the belt out.
Nice.
So it's as easy as just spinning these nuts here to tension the belt.
So Rob, where can people find out about these baby belts, get the bill of materials, and kind of look at building one on their own?
Everything is on GitHub. You can get to GitHub either directly by going to robmink/babybeltpro or babybelt, or you can go to our website Printceps, where
Okay.
I have more than just the baby belt projects up there.
What else you got?
I have a Crooked Crow, which is a Voron mod.
Is it just like one where the extrusion lengths were a little different, so it's crooked?
No, it's a Voron that has a belt as a print bed, and then it has an extra pair of linear rails, so that after it's leveled and everything else, you can either auto eject as a Core XY, or using a G-code command, you can tilt the gantry up and turn it into a belt printer.
Not yet. Don't even think about it, commenters. We're gonna start with this, then we're gonna go to that insanity. That sounds like a headache.
It's fun.
I'm sure it's fun, but it sounds like a headache.
Yeah, I had to learn a little bit about it. I had to put a SPI angle sensor in to verify it didn't crash and stuff like that. It's not fully done yet.
Sorry, no, not yet. But Rob, thank you so much for showing this off. I love this project. I've wanted to build one for a while. I'm finally getting to see them in person and see them work. And this one is one of those that is affordable enough. And if you've got a 3D printer, you've always wanted to mess around with belts, it's a great way to decide whether or not you want to keep going and get a bigger one or build a bigger one. You know, whatever works out best for you. Rob, thank you so much for showing these off. I absolutely love these belt printers, and I know the folks at home are gonna love it too. So guys, let me know what color you wanna see us make. And I said color, I meant colors. How crazy are we gonna make one of these baby belts for the shop to make, I don't know, a long snake or something fun. I don't know, we gotta figure out a fun, long project that we can build that is, you know, YouTube friendly. Anyways, we have a lot more content coming at you from the Rocky Mountain Rep Fest 2024. We gotta get on to the next one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, stay tuned. We are at BigTreeTech NBQ. We got Luke, which means there's a lot of stuff to talk about. My God, do you all ever sleep?
A lot less than I would like to.
I know you don't sleep. I see you online all the time. But I feel like BTT and BQ never sleep.
Yeah.
You all are releasing products all the freaking time.
Yeah, we're busy.
They have boards of new products that I've never seen before, and I would hedge bet that most of you have never seen either. Can we talk about some of these?
Yeah. Okay, so one that's not on the board that I do have to pick up and show off. Just
Okay,
because.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to bring this right up close to the camera.
I'll do B-roll of it too.
Have a look at that. That is a clear PCB.
It's clear. I need more of those.
And basically it's a bunch of little macro buttons for any clipper instance, running a little RP2040, but it's just so cute and yeah, anyway.
You showed me that, and then all these circuit boards, while they're cool, they're not as cool anymore.
Exactly, because they're not clear PCBs.
They used to be.
So that is a brand new product. It is the BTT HBBFE. So many letters, but the FE is the one that is clear. Let's move on to our other new products. So we got the Eddy series that, as you can see, comes in 3 different flavors. So you got Eddy USB. Now Eddy is an Eddy scanning probe, and you've got USB connection back to your SBC or your Pi. Or you've also got one that is a CAN bus connection or one that will go via I2C to your toolboard. But essentially, they all do the same thing. They take extremely rapid scans of your bed that are extremely accurate and basically give you an incredible first layer.
They also only work on metal beds. Do not try it on glass. They don't work on that.
Well, I mean, if you have metal under the glass, you could still be good,
Hopefully.
provided your glass is not super thick.
Yeah.
The other cool thing that I have to mention, though, is these little guys are exactly the same size as your standard Omron probe on a Voron. So pretty much pull that guy out, pop him in, connect it up, you're good to go.
I was gonna be doing an eddy current sensor, and I'm like, okay, we gotta make a whole stream of this. It's gonna be a whole thing. Then you guys launched this one. I'm like, oh, well, that's like a 5-minute job now.
There you are. Okay, this is cool. This is
cool
the
though.
Safe Clipper Shutdown Module. And it exists because one day I didn't shut my Clipper instance down safely and corrupted my SD card. And pretty much went to the product managers within BigTreeTech and said, hey, we should do this. Crazy big caps.
20 farads each.
You've got a ton of juice inside there. And what'll happen is as soon as a 24-volt rail dips, it's gonna signal to your SBC and say, hey, the supply's crashing, you should shut down now and do whatever you need to do in terms of macros to make sure that you have saved whatever you need to save and make sure that you don't corrupt another SD card. And perhaps if your macros are there, you can even recover from power loss using Clipper. You've got the Universal Turbo Kit, which this is a CPAP.
Yep.
So you got your CPAP over here, but using this special driver board, you can drive that CPAP from any voltage range from 5 to 24 volts, and you will get between 15 and 20% extra performance from your CPAP as opposed to driving it from a standard PWM output on your motherboard. We have got some beta testers who have been testing that, some very reputable names, and they will release a video on that performance update shortly. We've got this over here, super simple. CAN bus expander board. You take one CAN input and power input, and you get up to 6 out.
I wish that worked at the grocery store.
I mean, guys are doing tool changes, right? You got a tool changer, super useful.
Yes.
Plus, we made it so that it is exactly the same size as a 2020 profile.
Man.
So you just screw that guy down on the 2020 profile.
Yep.
And you've got all the CAN bus that you need for your tool changer. This little guy over here, the H2V2X, is sort of the next product in our H2 range. Super lightweight extruder. The hot end isn't integrated, so it's just an extruder. And in fact, it's even running inside our demo Voron machine right now. Comes in at 175 grams, if I remember correctly, and has 7.5 kilos of pushing force. So a really cool little extruder. That is part of our new release range for your sort of general DIY stuff. We've also got the Clipper Touch, which I think is on that board over there.
Yep. And big capacitors again. Y'all got a thing for big caps. You like big caps and you cannot
lie. Just cannot lie. All right, so we got Clipper Touch over here, which we probably spoke to you about it when we were at Smurf, right?
Yep.
So we got the Panda Touch, which is your wireless group controller for Bambu machines, but now you got the Clipper Touch, which is exactly the same hardware. So if you bought the Panda Touch, you can just flash the Clipper firmware onto it and it becomes a Clipper Touch, and it will control all of your Clipper-based machines wirelessly. You'll be able to control them, see what status they're at, see what they're printing. The graphics will be on the screen. Super cool little device.
Print
especially
farmers, you want those.
Yeah.
You
Or
want
even
those.
if you just have multiple machines, it's great to have it at a glance.
That's a
And we know about the
freaking
Kraken,
motherboard, yeah.
but a little. I don't even think we've announced it, but heck, why not? We'll tell you
In a
now.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Kraken is coming. So it's
The Kraken.
the Kraken.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
coming. And it's the Kraken, but it's the Manta version. And if you thought the Kraken was big, well, Kraken's stupid big. But look,
Please
what
tell me
about
there's
this
gonna be like
isn't-
silk screen
it's-
ducks on it, because
it's-
there's room for silk screen ducks.
Yeah, there's going to be a really angry silkscreen duck on it. I mean, if you look at the back of the Kraken, right, you've got the silkscreen.
Okay, show that to the camera.
You got
now.
the
That-
silkscreen
That's pretty.
angry Kraken there.
Yep.
And there will be your silkscreened angry duck on the Kraken. So we also have this, which is the BTT Part 2, brand new, again, 24 volt input. No need to go and search for.
You don't need those adapters,
No
man.
adapters. You just take 24 volts straight in and you're good. This time it supports CSI and DSI. It has an onboard 32 gig eMMC. So no need for an SD card.
Freaking SD card.
An eMMC is objectively more reliable than an SD card, especially if you're doing a lot of reading and writing to it.
Yep.
So great little guy to just put in there and forget about it. And it's sort of compute module companion, which is the CB2, and it supports the same features, which can be broken out on the adapter. So those are the new additions to our SBC range. Super stoked about those. Really, really great for DIYers. Aside from that, we've also got a bit to talk about on the Panda range. Should we head over there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
An orange Bambu. Was
right.
that on purpose?
All right. Well, I mean, look, in my opinion, it beats a pink Bambu, which is what they did to me at Smurf.
It
So-
does look cool. It's the panda fur. Okay.
There you go.
Vinyl
Yeah.
wrap for your
Yeah.
printer, basically.
Bunch of different colors.
Yeah.
You know, all these machines, they're unlike the DIY machines of the past, where
Right.
you could put your personal touch on them with what it is that you were doing.
Kind of had to.
Yeah. I mean, there was it. You were building the thing, right?
Yeah.
Now you're just getting these shells that they all look the same.
Yep.
Put a bit of flair on there. Make it, accessorize it, make it your own. So that's the Panda Fur.
Panda Touch. You guys know the Panda Touch.
Panda
We
Touch.
have one. We've been using it. Gonna be talking about it soon on the channel, so stay tuned if that's something you want to see.
Would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, because there's something that I would hedge that every single Bambu owner has said that there's one major flaw in them. It's the lighting. They have lights for the Bambu. Okay, all right. Live, right now. That's the glass. I don't know where I'm feeling.
Here we go. There it is. Grab
is-
it. It's connected, so you don't want to tug too hard.
It's
Woo!
a magnetic light.
That's bright.
Yes, it is. And it just scoots on back up there, lights
Done.
up your Bambu, you're done. What is it? What does that run? What's the cost on that?
Look, offhand, I could probably be lying to you, but I think it's like $10. 10 to 15
If it's under $30, that is an easy upgrade, especially if you do time lapses or you want to take product photos of your prints inside of your printers. I think it's underrated, the product photos inside the printers. I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's literally one of the problems. And because it plugs into the stock wiring harness, when the main light goes off, so does the big one. So they're all controlled together. You don't lose functionality. You don't need another switch, another power supply, or any of the other stuff. It just plugs in you guys did this right. One more thing, we've got cooling solutions. 3D printed cooling solutions, by the way. This is SLS nylon that's been vapor smooth and dyed, so it looks just like an injection molded part. This fits onto the Bambu X1 and P1 series to upgrade your cooling. Because it's not bad from the factory, but
there's room for improvement.
it can always be better. Dual ducted, so it splits up the airflow, and it looks like it's what, maybe a screw or two to install it?
Yeah, it's clip it in, I think it's 2 screws and you're good.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple, simple.
One other thing that is worthwhile showing, build plates. So a bunch of really cool
PEY.
textured build plates.
Nice.
They are show models, so of course there's a little bit of damage done to them, but
That means
exactly.
they're used. They're tested.
PEO, PEY. One thing that is really cool is this one over here, and I will grab it now. So I know you have experienced clogs when printing in an enclosed chamber and
Yes.
PLA on a textured plate, right? Because you've got to jack that up to like 50, 60. And of course what happens then, the chamber temp gets too high, the heat sink gets too hot, and so PLA jams. This is textured and will take a PLA print at down to 10 degrees. And it will
My
stick.
ambient's above 10. My ambient's above 20.
Yeah, exactly.
My ambient's around 30.
Well, yeah, it's absolutely, it will stick to it.
let me see
So
that. That's cool.
it is a fantastic plate.
It's a much, much grittier texture, so that's gonna grip.
Yeah, it's
Very
also
cool.
a special surface material. It is not PEI, it's something else. And because of that, we can get adhesion down to really otherwise.
Can you tell us what it is, or am I supposed to assume it's 11 herbs and spices?
It's the Colonel's secret sauce.
Good. Works for me. 11 herbs and spices. You heard it here first. I
Right.
feel like I need like a ticker for every time that BTT or BQ come out with something new, because like like an RSS feed for podcasts, but I need it for when you guys do a product launch. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could fill up an entire computer screen in a day.
But
These are all like quality of life improvements for 3D printers and clear PCBs.
Clear PCBs. I mean,
Clear PCBs.
that's just quality of life improvement for life.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just in general.
Things you don't see, but now I will want to see. So I got to find ways to make.
Do you want to
make
grab
these
the
things.
Panda Power over there? Panda Power is a power switch for your machine that will plug in at the back, wirelessly interface to the Panda Touch, which will allow your Panda Touch to turn the machine on and off just from a tap on the display.
Yep. So no fuddling around.
Not fuddling
for the-
around at the back.
Yeah.
And what's more is it'll keep the Panda Touch powered up even when the machine is off.
Nice.
And you can automate it. So you can say, hey, listen, man, when you're done and the chamber is cooled, turn the machine off so we don't get any clogs. Plus the other cool thing is it's going to tell you how much power was consumed during the print.
Oh, I like that. That's
So-
always, the monitoring of power consumption
Exactly.
is a fun one.
Or if you leave it in standby, it'll tell you, look, when you left this thing in standby, this is how much it did in standby, this is how much
Yeah.
it did over the last print, and just give you those good statistics, which is useful if you're
Print farming.
Exactly.
Yes. And of course, if this works for Panda, probably one coming out for Clipper.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not announced, but like, come on.
One and the other. We'll never neglect guys who like to build their own machines. Those DIY users, absolutely not.
A little bit of something for most users out there here at BigTreeTech and BQ. So much here to see. Look, we gotta get you on a podcast at some point, man. We gotta make it happen.
I'm available anytime, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. So guys, let me know what you want Luke and I to talk about on a podcast, because there's a lot coming out from BigTreeTech and BQ. And I know that there's tons of things they can't talk about that are even going to make your lives easier and my life easier when it comes to 3D printing. I'm so excited.
Well, I
for
mean,
that.
there is that one thing.
That one thing that we did talk about that we're not going to talk about on camera.
We might mention that there is a completely open source AMS unit
Oh.
coming in like
Well,
3 months.
you said it.
Well, it's not. It's
Completely open source AMS in 3 months.
the name's still a bit up in the air, but
Yeah,
once we have more details,
it's got to have a duck in the name. You got to find a way to put a duck in the name.
it's a good point. We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, like
Maybe that is a good idea for a podcast.
Look, AMS on the Bambu is one of the best integrated
Yeah.
material systems out there, period. There's very few people that would argue with that. One that is open source unlocks it for Vorons and everybody else that wants to be able to use it on their printers. So, I'm looking forward
And
to
there
that.
are some really cool features that'll include, like at this point, it includes an integrated heater, dryer into the AMS, and it also includes RFID. So it's a pretty complete, elegant little solution.
Absolutely love to see that, Luke. Guys, so much coming out from BigTreeTech and BQ. Get subscribed if you want to see it on the channel, because, yeah, no, open source, I'm completely there for that. and especially if it's going to be as good, if not better, than the AMS from Bambu, that is a winner, duck dinner, as far as I'm concerned here. Luke, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for showing us everything that's going on here and talking a little bit about some things that are coming soon. And if you guys are excited for it, let us know in those comments down below. A huge thank you goes out to all of our channel member supporters whose names are listed right next to me at the $5 tier and higher. Remember, if you want to support these videos, help us get to shows like this so we can make videos like this with people like this, you can join for as little as $1 a month on pretty much any of the platforms. Right below Luke and I will be the entire Rocky Mountain Rep Rap 2024 video series, so you can see everybody else we've talked to as well. Next to that will be the one from 2023, when the show is half of this size. But stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Leave a like, get subscribed, and hey, leave a comment while you're at it. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. P1S. We all love them. They're good printers for the most part. You know. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's just being a dick.
Dude, it is so different.
Just me being a
At
dick.
ERRF, I was like, they're pretty good printers. You're like,
No.
and you looked at me, you're like,
No.
nah.
If you like your data, they're not.